Hi, this is Tracy HD, and I want to thank you for joining me today for our November 2015 tarot reading for the sign of Virgo. As I shuffle the deck, I'm asking all light beings, angels, and God, please relay the message I need to share with my viewers for the highest good of all. At the beginning of the month, we'll take a card from the top. For the middle, we'll take a card from the center. And the end of the month, we're going to take a card from the bottom. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting month we have here, Virgo. We start the month out with the Nine of Swords. 9 swords above this woman's head. Looks like one going right through the top of her head there. It's an illusion. It's really behind her, but she's in bed. She's worried. She's anxious. She is having sleepless nights. This is the picture of anxiety. Something in the beginning of the month, Virgo, is going to cause you quite a bit of anxiety. Okay? You're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel distraught. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is something that's occupying your mind. Okay? This is truly about worries that keep you up at night. Okay? Or things that wake you up from a sound sleep and you're laying in bed worrying about it, thinking about it back and forth in your head. Okay? You're feeling a lot of anguish, a lot of disappointment. You're not able to calm down your mind in the beginning of the month, Virgo. Something is on your mind, and the lack of sleep that it's causing is only going to make the situation worse, and it's only going to make you feel even way more vulnerable. So something is deeply weighing on your mind in the beginning of November that could cause you sleepless nights. It could be about a person. It could be about your job. It could be a health issue. But something of great importance to you is keeping you up and anxious, or waking you during a sound sleep and having you have a rough night. Let's put it that way. In the beginning of November, it's going to be a little rocky. And then in the middle of the month, we have the Four of Wands. And with the Four of Wands, you see a couple here. They're underneath this little setup here. It looks like a sash of greenery. And we have the Four of Wands holding it up. And when you see the Four of Wands and these people, there's a castle in the background. It's a very joyous card, okay? They're not sad. Looks like there's some type of a little celebration going on there. Not a big celebration, but a small celebration. Okay, so there's some type of a success that's going to take place in the middle of the month. It's not going to be anything grandiose. It's going to be on a smaller scale, but just the same. It's going to be something positive and something successful to celebrate. Okay, it's a sign of things going well in the middle of the month. Okay, and whatever you learned from the beginning of the month is going to help you in the middle of the month. That knowledge that you gained from whatever hardship you went through is going to help you in the future. So whatever we had to go through in the beginning of November, Virgo, by the middle of the month, you're going to see some success. You're going to see something positive come out of it. And that knowledge that you gained from that experience that was keeping you up at night is going to make you stronger, and it's going to lay the groundwork for other things in your life. And you're going to be able to build upon that with a more positive attitude, having lived and learned. Let's put it that way. And then the last card is the King of Pentacles. Okay, and this King of Pentacles has his arms folded. And of course, that's a very strong body language he's using there, with him having his arms folded like that. He looks like he's not going to tolerate any nonsense. Okay, this person has worked very hard for what he has. Just like my Virgo friends and family members, they're very hardworking people and they know the value of a dollar. They're very thrifty people. They're very good with their money and their resources. Okay, and this king here may seem to be, unemotional and unaffectionate, but that's not the case. He only shares his feelings with those people close to him. So what I'm thinking is This may be a love situation in the beginning of the month where it didn't work out quite the way you've planned, okay? But in the middle of the month, you're going to get yourself together mentally and emotionally, and you're going to realize you learned the lesson, and you're not going to be fooled by that again, and you're not going to make that mistake again. And by the end of the month, you're going to be like this king where you're going to be wiser, okay, from that lesson. And you're going to be just like him and be careful of who you give your affection to and who you invest your emotions with. Okay, so maybe that's the lesson we learned in the beginning of the month. To be careful who we trust by the end of the month. That is the lesson that we learned through all of this in November. Okay, this person, whoever it was that did you wrong, it could be a family member. Okay, it doesn't have to be a lover or a spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend or partner. It could be a family member. It could be a close friend, someone who could affect you emotionally to the point where you're playing back whatever happened in your head all night long, where it just won't take a break, that it's mentally exhausting you. But you pull yourself out of it in the middle of the month and you learn the lesson. And the end of the month, okay, you're going to be just like this King of Pentacles. Okay, you're going to be, very, how could I say? You're going to be stronger. You're going to be strong like him. Okay, you're going to be okay by the end of the month. You might even be a little bit withdrawn, but rightfully so. Be more like him and guard yourself as to who you open yourself up to. And I'm sure the lesson that you've learned will tell you who you can trust and who you may not be able to trust. If you've enjoyed this reading, please subscribe to my channel because I'll be back.